Awesome. So, hi, this is Omar Morales.
And I'm Mo Gonzalez.
Live from Hoboken, born the lady killer, Omar Gonzalez. And straight from the projects in the city that never woke up, Mo Morales.
Yeah.
Yes, in your face, folks. All right, so let's start by apologizing. The last episode was...
You know how many people switched off already?
Probably. We're sorry.
They're listening to NPR right now. Welcome to the Mo and O Show. This is a podcast of two friends where we talk tech, photography, food, and...
Lots of life.
The last episode we apologized for. Actually, I apologize for Mo.
I just ruined the whole vibe of that video. I was so angry. I was so brought down. We were supposed to talk about so many positive things because I'm a positive person in most cases.
Wow. The Nikon announcement of the Z7, Z6 really tore you up.
It did. And we're not going to talk about it, though, in this episode. This is a happy rainbow and sprinkles.
Well, it's probably going to happen like when Canon comes out with their little mirrorless camera. I've already seen the rumors for it. I'm probably going to be angry, too. But you know what? I may be happy because I don't have to spend...
That's right.
$2,000 on something.
That's right.
I'll have my Fuji and I'll have my
Nikon. I wanted to give I wanted to give you my money.
He's back. Thanos.
Walk away.
So in this episode, we actually are continuing from last week's episode. We're recording two today, so we're wearing the same shirts if you're watching the YouTube channel. But we want to talk about food a little bit. Now, you're a foodie.
I am a fat foodie. So let me ask you a question. What's wrong with being a foodie? I love taking pictures of my food. I love eating my food after I take a picture of it.
Have you been around the people that are like not into food? You just shake your head, like
oh no, I don't want bacon. What? What? I don't eat bacon. Bacon is evil. I don't know why we're friends.
Well, that's totally true. However, you put that out of your mind for the most part. Have you ever seen like you probably don't watch it, but like the Food Inc. documentary?
No.
No. It would ruin food for you.
No, I don't watch anything that destroys the illusion that I live in. Because think about this. There's so little things in this world left to enjoy. You know?
Well, let me tell you the truth about where your beef comes from.
I don't want to hear that. I know that the animals are slaughtered in a probably inhumane way. They're kept in an inhumane way. I get all that. But you know what? I'm an apex predator, son. No. I just channeled Flossie Carter on that one.
Yeah, son. I'm a top of the food chain.
If he ever tells you about his cell phones, he always says, is this an apex predator or is it a hyena? So
funny.
I love Flossie Carter.
Flossie Carter, sponsored by.
I wish.
I know, totally.
Just riding his BMW for a week. So anyway, listen, I don't care. I honestly, for the most part, I try to eat places that are like grass-fed and all that good stuff and all that kind of stuff. But to be honest with you, the less I know about the dark side of food, the better for me.
Well, we got a little bit of conscious, Food Inc. is a documentary that goes through. It's not just bad, like what they do with the animals and stuff, but just how they treat the workers, the undocumented workers and all that kind of stuff. But like, I don't buy my chicken through Purdue, for example.
Right. Is that
sponsored by Purdue?
Not anymore. Yank that sponsorship.
And part of the reason was that they like have undocumented workers. They have like horrible conditions. Like Target. No, not Target.
We're going down.
Amazon.
Everybody's taking us down. It's over. We enjoyed working. It was a good time.
No, I'm just kidding.
Omar's family,
is
the most conscientious family I know. Everything they do is aimed around a better world. I mean that. They recycle. They don't run the water when they do their dishes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things when I come here and I go home and cry because I'm ashamed of myself.
I yelled at you for taking an extra sugar.
Yeah, like, what's wrong with you, boy? So no. When Omar talks about this kind of stuff, he means it. He's very, what about the future of my world for the kids tomorrow? I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I'm not preachy
my
at all.
My son is 23, 24. How old is my kid? Anyway, He's a man. He's on his own,
Yeah.
I did this much. He's on his own.
Forget him. But food-wise, let's talk about food. So you mentioned food photography. It's so funny. Jim Gaffigan did a great bit on 20 years ago, we didn't think when we had film, I want to take a He's like, I think he says, I want to take a bad quality photo of this and share it with people.
No.
It's because we have the cameras on our phones. Do we need that? It's not like 10 years ago we were like, I wish I could take a low-quality photo of my dessert. Text it to someone that's not interested. But I can't, so I guess I'll just eat it.
He's great. But do you think people want to see the pictures of your food?
No. I don't put pictures on my
Unless
Instagram.
you're Dennis Prescott.
So, yeah, Dennis Prescott, his food makes me cry.
If you don't know Dennis,
heart.
we'll link him up below, YouTube channel, but look up Dennis Prescott, and you probably have seen his photos if you don't know who he is, but he has the most gorgeous overhead, perfectly colored, white balance, like his mozzarella's white, yo.
His photography of food has game changed. Like, there's so many other advertisement people, other Instagram channels
The copy?
that are trying to emulate his style of shooting.
Wow.
And it happened the other day. I was scrolling through Instagram. I'm like, this is not. Cause remember we had a talk last episode, a few episodes ago, that I have different channels for different pages for different things. And I'm like, why am I seeing a Dennis Prescott picture here? This is not where I follow him. And then I realized it's a sponsored photo.
Wow.
So unless he shot the photo for that
maybe.
company, then I'm like, looks just like something that Dennis Prescott would have shot.
Yeah, he shoots overhead. I don't know if it's natural light. Yeah,
if it's not natural light, he's got the filters down perfectly because that's gorgeous.
Yeah, no, it's natural light. I think I saw behind the scenes. He's right near a huge window. But what happens to all that food he cooks?
I don't know. But he must take the pictures the same exact time every day because the lighting is impeccable.
Yeah.
It's just a class. Like, it's just stop looking at the food and look at the lighting on the photos. And that's what I actually started doing. Like, wow, what did he do here? Like, where's the plate positioned? Like,
Oh man! But he seems to have a formula of the amount of greens, whites, and browns that each image has. He doesn't just have chicken with like a little bit of green.
no.
It's
Even
like
when he has-
9 chicken legs.
He has like the sandwiches with the red meat, and it's coming out perfectly glistening, and it's not like the highlights aren't blown out. Oh my gosh! But anyway, no, I love food. And let's go back to food. Let's forget about photography.
Okay,
for a
go.
minute. When I go out for food, there's a couple foods I love. Growing up, Omar won't agree with me, but growing up in the city environment, I love the old-fashioned dirty water dog. Oh my
God! You always invite me to go to those,
Oh,
like dirty
man.
water dogs.
Hank's
I'm like,
Frank's in Lodi.
so explain this. What's the love of?
To me, I guess it's something that I think it's a childhood love on this case. I think I love the taste of a hot dog that's been boiled in water and sits there for, if done correctly, at least half an hour, right? And it absorbs the flavor that's in the water, and you put it on a bun, and you add sauerkraut or hot red onions and some chili, and then you just throw them down, 2 or 3 of those, and you're good.
Well, when I was a kid or high school, the hot dog guy, that's what they were. They were like dirty water dogs, and mine was chili, cheese, and ketchup.
Chili, cheese, and ketchup.
Chili, cheese, and ketchup.
There's no need for cheese on a hot dog or
No.
ketchup anymore.
Chili, cheese, and ketchup. I don't. It probably was like the squirt. Did they use squirt cheese?
I don't remember because I never got it on mine.
Were you sauerkraut guy?
No, I was straight up chili, onions, and ketchup back then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And I used to get 2 of those. My gosh. Well, when you're 15, 16,
you can
probably-
handle 2, and you're like, that's all I need. 1 more. No, I'm fine. But I love the hot dog, and then as I've gotten older, I said, I think the world has come along with me on this journey where we need to have a delicious food to take to go on the street, and thank God they invented food trucks.
Food trucks and our friends.
And I'm not sponsored, but I will speak of them all day long.
Oh my gosh,
And,
they
and-
have the best food truck.
And if you find them out there, it's called the Guac Spot. Now, if you ever find this truck, if you're ever in northern New Jersey, southern New Jersey, they travel. And they're opening a restaurant soon.
They're
You're lucky.
opening in Verona, New Jersey. But if
But
you're
for right
near
now-
a festival or like a food truck festival,
Beer festival. They're always out and about. Look them up on YouTube.
yeah,
if
and
you're in New
you'll
Jersey.
see their guac
The
is
guac
so glowy.
They started
it's
out-
radioactive.
They started out with just making guacamole, and then they've evolved. They've got avocado ice cream.
We're biased though. We shot their wedding.
Yeah, we did. But good food is good food.
Yeah,
I mean, I would,
even if we didn't shoot their wedding, they are doing it right. And not only that, their customer service, their love of, you could see their love for their product. And
they'll
I've
work
seen them
8-hour
interact
days.
with, yeah.
They'll work 8 hours days. I mean, sorry, they'll be in front of you for over 8 hours.
Everything that goes before,
right?
the
God
prep.
knows what happens before with the setup and the prep and the food making, and then taking it down to go home. And you'll never know that they just started the shift because they're joking with you, they're laughing with you, and that's another part about food.
Yeah, not only food but life lesson. Like anything you do, whether you're just sweeping the streets, like people feel your vibe.
At work, at my job, I'm known for that. I'm known for, I'm having a really bad day. How is Mo staying up so bubbly and living life so happy?
Yeah.
You have to project a positive vibe of everything you do. I mean, you're not going to love everything you do, but you got to enjoy doing, you got to love what you're doing. And
it comes back because, whatever you bounce off someone. So if your vibe is positive, it'll wake someone up who's having a bad day, and it comes back to you, and you feel good about
one
yourself.
of my favorite sayings is always have a smile ready because you never know who's going to need it.
Oh, that's cool.
And, I'm like, all day long because someone's going to need. I just smiled for those listening.
Yeah.
But no, I love food trucks, and the guac spot is amazing for that. There's another place, another food truck. Gosh, I don't remember the name. But
What is it? What do they have?
do meatballs.
Oh, really?
Oh, they do meatballs, and they had an Asian meatball.
Whoa.
So it had like green onions in it, and it had like ginger. It was so good.
Wow. Sounds good. Sounds good.
What's your favorite kind of street
Well,
food?
the thing I'm into now is not street food, but street tacos.
Shawarma. Sorry.
Street tacos with shawarma in them. We went to San Francisco, and was it San Francisco? Yeah, we went to San Francisco, and we were in some rough neighborhood, and we got some delicious like street tacos that were out of this world. And when we came back home, the place in Jersey City, I don't think you've ever been. I got to take you there. Grove Street. It's called Taqueria, and it's just like the pulled pork they do in those tacos. The carnitas.
Carne asada and the carnitas, yes.
That stuff is really great. So, not a food truck, but street tacos. Oh, and then like you burp all day, and you're like, oh, there it is again.
That's that burn of love right there.
The other thing I'm into now is hot sauces. I started watching the YouTube channel.
Yes. First We Feast.
First We Feast, the wings.
You know what got
hot
me?
ones, yeah.
When I watched it because Neil Tyson.
Yeah.
DeGregor,
It comes up on your feed.
Neil Tyson,
Yeah,
whatever.
The
That
physics
guy who's so smart, he's thinking about me right now because he heard his name. That's how smart he is. But anyway,
he's like the universe.
yeah, I watched that and I love it. It's like amazing how they're able to channel conversations with personalities of different genres.
Okay, so we have to explain it for those of you that don't know. So there's a show called Hot Ones, and basically what they have is 10 wings, and the hot sauces get hotter wing per wing, and there's a topic of conversation per wing.
Right.
And it sounds stupid, but
It's very,
Sean Evans, who created the show, I guess with other people, having hot food, as you know, like brings your guard down.
Really hot. That's really, really, really hot. I wouldn't. Oh, it's the throat. It's the swallowing it. I can take it in the mouth. No, I can't. No, I can't.
So in the beginning, people are kind of, just normal interview. I've done this 1,000 times. By the end, they're sweating and they're like giving their darkest.
Like, listen, my mom never loved me. She used to call me Susan. My name is Bob.
There
Why?
was Bobby Lee, who's like a podcaster and stuff. I don't want to curse here, but he's basically like, excuse me. And he looks at his agent.
We're not in a rush. You have no one else. I know you guys have to do, but I have to say something to my agent right now.
Okay.
Fuck you. You understand me? Yeah. You piece of fucking Let's go.
As soon as I saw that show, I ordered some hot sauce from the Hot Ones,
Right.
and it was like $15 or something. And the sauce was good, but I got like $3 sauce, the Yucateco sauce.
Yeah, Yucateco. Yeah.
That will kill you, and
Oh
it's
my God.
delicious.
Let's tell a quick hot sauce story.
Okay, go.
So at work the other day, yesterday, we had a end of summer luau shingding, right?
Okay.
And I've mentioned Jeff before.
Yeah.
And,
Glasses, Jeff.
Glasses Jeff. And he walks up to me. Well, actually, I walked back to my desk because we had the food in a little area, and then we all walked back to our desk. And he's like, yo, Mo. Yo, son. Did you have the hot sauce, son? And because he knows I like spicy food. I'm
Yeah.
like, I mean, hot sauce. Like, there's no such thing as hot sauce here. Get out of here with that.
It's like
He's
packets.
He's like, no, go see Adrian's hot sauce. So I walked over back to the area where the food was, and there's this little small bottle of homemade
Unlabeled?
hot sauce
Unlabeled.
with it's up against the wall, and there's a note right behind it. Please take a tiny amount. It is really hot.
Okay.
That's what the
Warning.
notes say.
It wasn't it was a warning.
It was a warning. It was
Got
like
it.
it's like use a fool if you're gonna put this on heavy. So I took a good handful. It was a really small. Imagine a cocktail fork,
Yeah.
but in a paddle shape,
Got it.
and really small. So I took a small portion of that and rubbed it on a really small piece of bread, and I put it in my mouth. And I knew I believed in the Lord that day.
You were in trouble, huh?
Oh my goodness!
Instant regret or,
instant,
like-
it wasn't instant regret, but it was instant pain and burn. The entire left side of my mouth went numb.
Whoa.
And it was such a small amount. I was very impressed by this sauce, and it was so delicious.
Oh, it was good.
It was delicious.
Did it have like usually if they're too vinegary, they're like,
No.
it was like sweet?
It was well blended, where there was no sweet notes to it. There were no vinegary notes to it. It was just a taste where you tasted the pepper, you tasted the heat, and it was delicious.
Oh, that's like Indian food. Oh,
Then I found
savory
out
butter.
it was-
Wait. Indian food butter.
But
You don't do Indian food.
I do, but not as much as you do.
Yeah.
No, I have a couple of.
I like palakalu.
You know what it is? I go to ones.
Do you
that-
know palakalu?
I go to buffets that offer Indian.
Do you know
food.
what palakalu is?
I'm ignoring you. Obviously, I don't. People who ignore people don't know what you're talking about.
Palakalu. I just wanted to say palakalu, but palakalu is a delicious, like, you know the green stuff, like the spinach?
Yes.
Yeah, the sagged
Mm-hmm.
lagnar. No,
He's just making words up now.
totally am. Palakalu is like potato with the spinach, but it's spicy. If you get it hot, it like you're. Oh, I'm sweating right now thinking about it. But
So
it's
anyway, back
exciting.
to this hot sauce of my boss.
But like
now.
it's related to hot sauce. It gets you invigorated. Like I'm sweating right now thinking about palakalu.
And that's what it is. That's what I love about hot sauce. It gives you a whole sense of like. Have some hot sauce if you never had hot sauce, but start small. You'll see it'll change your life. So I went back to find out who made the hot sauce. It was from my Trinidadian manager.
Oh.
So he made this with ghost peppers.
Oh, forget
It
it.
had ghost peppers in it, and I've had ghost peppers before, but you're mentally ready for that. You go into when you know you're about to have ghost pepper wings.
Yeah,
you're like in combat mode. Your mouth is like, yo, bring it, son. I got you.
I've never had.
And so then he said, well, I went over to the manager. I talked to him like always. He told me I can't tell you what's in it, but it's very good. I make it myself. And he goes, I put it on the potato salad. I'm like, what? So I took some potato salad
Weird.
and I put a bunch of this hot sauce all over it. So it went from just yellow to orangey. And everyone's like, dude, you can't eat that.
Oh, really?
Don't eat that, man. That's too much. And I ate it. I ate it. And
Wait, as like almost your own dare? Like I could eat this? Like
I'm going to give you the picture that I posted after this,
Oh,
after eating this or
no.
during eating this. Everything inside
Can
my
we put it up here?
Yes.
All right,
yes.
on the YouTube channel we have the picture of Mo.
Everything I ate was burning. Like I
Everywhere,
felt
all through the system.
I was afraid of kissing anyone because I could contaminate them with the fire.
Whoa.
But it was one of the most delicious sauces I had ever eaten in the world of hot sauce.
Wow, that's crazy.
So that's why I love the show, like the hot ones, because I relate to them. I'm a burn addict. Now don't give me hot just to be hot.
yeah, like it tastes
I
bad.
want hot with flavor, and that's
Yeah.
what that was yesterday. That was the most delicious hot sauce I've ever eaten.
I think if they add sweet like fruit to it with like it balances out the heat, I think it's good.
And I think-
once you go too vinegary, like what's the sauce? Tapatico,
You do a lot of Spanish ones, didn't you?
tapatillo. Yeah, I'm Spanish.
I know,
yo.
but the homemade Puerto Rican hot sauces.
Oh, with the jar.
the big jars of nothing but peppers.
Yes, exactly, with the floating little seeds in
This
it.
is why Omar and I are bald now, actually.
Yeah, the hot sauce. Well, this goes back to what I was saying. Like, doesn't it bother you people that aren't into food? I think part of it is that, like, when we're excited about spice and
They don't see the adventure of food.
venture of food, like even if you're gonna like regret it later, kind of thing.
I sure did.
Like the water dogs.
2 hours of sleep last
But also,
night, in case you're wondering.
as you get older, young people, depending on what you eat, you go through phases of where you're like lactose intolerant, right? Or you have Indian food and it's like, what?
Speaking of, last summer, during one of my many unfortunate leave of absence where I wasn't doing too well, Omar picked me up as hey, I know you're home. I'm going to force you out and take you out for lunch and make you, live life a little bit, which I really appreciated.
Awesome. He
took me to an Indian place in Montclair.
Yes.
To have my first shawarma.
Oh, no, that's not Indian. That was...
where do we... You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, it's the Falafel Hut in Montclair. They make shawarma, falafel.
So I had my first thing of shawarma, and it was delicious. It was some of the best food I've ever eaten. It was very good. I enjoyed it. Omar drops me off. Within an hour of being dropped off at home, I had to call 911. Help. My stomach decided to come out of places it wasn't supposed to come out of.
Sorry about that.
But you know what? No, I don't regret it because the food was delicious.
Because you had an enema there?
No, like I said, food is delicious, and that's part of the adventure of eating food. Some foods that you're not used to the spices of those foods, they're not going to interact with you well the first time.
Yeah.
But the more you eat them, the easier it is to take them. And you should not ever eat something because you're afraid of how it's going to make you feel.
Well, I was about to ask you, there's got to be lines. Are there borders that you wouldn't... There's people who eat tarantula.
Oh, no. Now listen, I'm not afraid to try a lot of foods, but those are dare foods, I will eat foods that, and maybe I'm not thinking correctly, but is it something that it's
a delicacy? Yeah.
No, I want to try what the average person in that country would eat.
Yeah.
If the average person isn't eating tarantula, I don't want to eat tarantula. But
what about? How do you feel about all that? Testicles and bull testicles and tongue. And,
no,
you're not into.
I mean, listen, if I had to eat to survive.
Totally.
It's not even a problem.
But you have a water dog.
But the problem about eating food as an adventure, food is an adventure, and if you don't want to be part of that adventure, you don't have to be. But you have to. You can't cut everything out.
Okay, so where you finally realize that food is good. Like we have good food here, in the New York area.
Yeah.
But if you go to Europe,
I've never been there. I can't afford to go out there.
I love how you're like, man.
Tell me.
Tell me more. In Europe, everything is so fresh. My wife is Italian, and we've gone to the south of Italy and in Calabria, and they have fresh tomato sauce, and even frying peppers and things like that. It's just a whole new experience. A green pepper at ShopRite here tastes like nothing.
Tastes like a chemical wrapped in wax.
It tastes like wax. It's like wet wax. Is what the green pepper's like. But then when you go to Italy, the peppers, a green pepper is amazing.
They have accents and notes and flavors. I've not been to these countries.
About, the Italians have accents.
No, I don't. That's the pepper goes, eat me. I'm delicious. I'm so spicy. I'm going to hell. So the whole thing about other places is I've had people come who are Italian, their family come visit and bring stuff to them. And I've been able to partake, and I'm like, this is not real food. This is not what we're used to.
Yeah.
This is other level stuff. And another thing is, this person's grandmother cooked all this food, and she served out portions, right? And I'm thinking she's from Italy. She's gonna put so much food on my plate. She gave me a small portion.
You're like, come on, yo.
And I'm like, what's this? Yo, $2.40. That's my weight. So, come to find out that. And then same thing happened in a Spanish household where people came from Spain. They gave me small portions. Then I come to realize that other countries don't have the drastic portions that we have here.
Hoboken, Leo's.
Yeah, Leo pizza, bar pizza is one slice. It's this big.
Yeah, not only that, if you get pasta, it's piled up.
Yeah, so that's why Americans are overweight people, like me, for instance.
All right, buddy. It's been awesome.
It's been super awesome.
I'll see you next time.
And I'll wear a different shirt next time.
Oh, yeah. All right. Bye, guys. Ding. That'll be the screenshot. Ready?